What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. Back on our build of the yet-to-be-named Corvette class Star Destroyer-esque ship, but that's just way too long of a name. That will not end up being the name. So, couple of things that I wanted to go over. I'd been playing around with some different thruster combinations and things like that. Turns out, I think the void thrusters actually are the best way to go. I wasn't sure because I know they're limited in their power because they're supposed to be like an electromagnetic thruster type thing. The jumping feels weird. Anyways, so, like, I wasn't sure if it was going to end up being too weak, and so I would have to have, like, a whole hull full of them. But as you can see, I actually only put a row of 7 on each side. So there's about 14 small thruster equivalents in total, 7 on each side for every direction. So up, down, left, right, forward, back. I originally had 2 rows up and down, so 14 on each side, which is somewhere around 28 for every direction, and that was actually too much, and I was very surprised by that. Even more surprising was when I looked at the actual requirements. A small void thruster is only 4 steel, 1 construction component, and 1 magnetron. Now, I don't remember what the magnetrons cost in terms of actual survival. Production? Oh, wow. Components, where is it? Magnetron, there you are. Okay, so that's a little bit more than I was expecting, but it makes sense that a steel... Wait, no, that's... Where's a steel plate? Alloy plate. Where's normal steel? There's too many mods. A steel plate is 22 iron ingots. And a magnetron is 30, so it's about as much as a normal, but you will need platinum. So this turns into not being a starting ship, basically, because you'll need the platinum material and cobalt and stuff like that. Now, platinum does go a long way. It takes a while to refine, but you don't usually need a ton of this stuff. You can mine a vein and have pretty much a decent amount of platinum. But 0.4 for each thruster, 5 cobalt, 5 nickel, and 30 iron for each thruster. So they're not cheap, but they're not like the most expensive thing in the game. The biggest thing is finding platinum early on. That's the biggest problem. And you could substitute these out with even standard thrusters. I would do 7 in each direction if you wanted it to have a decent thrusting capacity, because if you look at the... if I can get in this... There we go. I've kind of put that nebula over there kind of in a spot so we can see how it goes. So it moves relatively fast. We're already up to 50 meters per second. So it'll definitely get up and go. And in terms of turning and moving, you'll notice we've got a... It's not the most responsive in the world, but it is pretty decent in terms of the gyroscopes. Now, what I did with the gyroscopes is this is actually another mod called Advanced Gyroscopes, I believe. Do I still have my grinder on one of these hotbars? I do not. So this is your standard gyroscope, and they look exactly the same, but you'll notice these say 10x. So the Advanced Gyroscope mod adds a 10 times. So essentially, we've got a row of 5 here. So basically, we've got 100 standard gyroscopes, because this would equate to about 50 on each side of the ship. So that's a lot. Now, it is important to note material and power requirements for one of these is 10 times. So you can see 3, 2, 1, 5, 25 is standard for a regular gyroscope, and then it goes 30, 20, 10, 50, 250 for the 10x. So this section right here is going to be pretty expensive in a survival environment. I have no delusions about that. That's not going to be cheap. But ultimately, while this is a survival ship intention, like I intend for this to be a survival ship, I'm not saying this is a starting ship. This is going to be one of those, once you get this built, you could pretty much sustain it for forever. Because, I mean, to be quite honest, doing all this on the hull in heavy material, yeah. I mean, yeah. That in and of itself is going to be a crap load of iron, let's just be honest. So yeah, there's that. But now, I know, it's shocking. I'm kind of walking around like, now what do I do? So now I'm actually able to get more into actually building the main section of the ship and stuff like that. Now, you don't necessarily need to encase these. It's not like they're going to be in danger of being destroyed or anything. Quite frankly, I just had this part set up, so I kind of wanted to do that, just even as a temporary measure. But we could make this all one room if we wanted to, and just, you know, move on from there. So I don't know if 4 reactors would be necessary, to be perfectly honest. Let's see. Actually, here's an interesting idea. Let's go up here. I have an idea I want to try. We'll see how good this ended up turning out. If I can find it, where did it go? Ooh. Yeah, I've added some interior block stuff. I don't know if I can... No, it's only for large ships and stations. Dang it. You have to be careful with interiors because... oh, look at that. It's a cute little programmable block. I forget. I haven't really worked that much with small ships, so... LCD... Oh wait, I had sign. I had the big sign, didn't I? Can I not available for small ship? It's the only problem that I have with doing what I'm dubbing a Corvette build, where you're working with small ships, is that they don't have a lot of blocks you can use. It limits the block type, which is kind of frustrating at times. For now, it's off-centered, but for now I'm just going to name that, or grab that. And we'll do LCD. I don't remember how I had the script set up, but I'm just going to add that to there. Program. Wait, I have one already? Where's the first one? Oh, I'm an idiot. I have mirror mode on. That's funny. I was like, wait a minute, where did there another block come from? Okay. We'll grab that, we'll save that, so there should be the 2 things. We should have the programmable block, and where is the LCD panel? Wide LCD panel. There we go, sweet. Alright, now, let's edit. Yeah, I think it's under this. And we're gonna add in our OS system. Now, this might throw some problems, so let's just cancel out a couple of these. Refineries O2 blocks are fine. And this is all the menus. So is it just jump drives? Maybe it's just jump drives. Alright. Let's see if that works. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, well, let's see if I can comment everything except... What I'm looking for is power. And I kind of just wanted it to... Oh wait, maybe... It does have a main. Okay. Okay, that's the problem. So we need to change that. So, let's change this to main LCD. There we go. Sweet. Alright. Now we need a button panel. One button panel. Large button panel. For now, we'll just use a large right here. And this is going to take a second. Okay, so we've got our OS system running. We've got the buttons set up. Again, I set them all up for run commands with up, down, select, and back, respectively. So if I want power, that should set up power. And power status. Alright, cool. So we're currently at 581 kilowatts used, but that's not while the power is actively being... Like, the thrusters aren't actually being used. The power usage thing would probably have been an easier solution, but, you know. So we actually have a ton of power that we really don't need, because the batteries aren't even on at the moment. And I'm trying to make this as practical as possible. I know this is a little impractical, but I'm trying to make this as plausible as I can. I am still thinking about moving this door. I think what I would like to do is move this door up, like to this section. And that way, you could, like, walk in, and then over here would be our electrical type stuff. So, let's work on revising. This is going to be my... this is a standard... Ooh, what is this? I've added mods and stuff, and so I don't always know what... Oh, that's a maglock. Never mind, I don't want that. We do have these laser doors, which are interesting, but I mentioned this in the comments because a couple people were asking me about it, and that is, compact door side? Can't do an offset on a small ship, apparently. Interesting. These are kind of cool, too. They give me the kind of spacey feel. What are these? Oh, not available for small ship. Okay. Oh, not available. Well, there you go. Laser doors, not going to be used. So this is what I've been currently using. These aren't bad. They look kind of cool. And then these just kind of have an airlock type spaceship feel to them. So I may start using those. I guess we can get rid of that. And there's all these doors, but obviously I didn't look at it ahead of time, and most of them can't be used on a small ship from Sheocore. Most of these are all large ship doors, which kind of sucks. Not in a rag on the developer or anything, just sucks that I can't use them because they are actually cool looking. Let's see, what other... We always have the good old Death Star doors, which we could use since it is kind of a Star Destroyer. A lot of these are restricted to large ships, though. Including... Oh, the folding doors and everything are, too. Those are some cool doors. They actually make it look like regular doors. Now, I don't really know what the difference is on these, actually. I think that's actually what I've been using, is the standard doors. So what are these other ones? Oh, I see. They're a little smaller, and the door is colorable. That's the big difference. think I'm going to switch them out for these, though. I really like those for some reason. They just kind of work for this design for me. So what I'm going to do... We have to take this into account as well. So if we move the door... Let's go ahead and move the door, actually. Let's get that part done. Can I get through there? I did. Haha! Success! And as I mentioned way back in the live stream when we first started building this ship, I kind of have to rework the walls anyway because I put them too close together, and you need a space where there's at least one row of solid blocks so that we can kind of arc this back around. And if that doesn't make any sense, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I will kind of explain what I'm thinking. So for this part, let's do... what am I actually using here? These are the azimuth fusion reactors. So there's fusion reactor tiny 6-point, which it looks like the difference is less material and inclusion of metal grids on the standard. And then there's a tiny reactor for small ships. Let's use the X arc reactor. No. Actually, this would be way easier to build on this ship than that large ship that I made where it was rotating and everything, because this only requires 40 arc reactor components and the bigger one requires 1,600. What? That's just ridiculous. And there are these which are cool, but I think because of the limited space, I'm still going to stick with the fusion reactors. Oh, those aren't available? Okay. And the biggest reason I'm sticking with these is because I can get the most amount of power out of one block. Now, for now, I'm just going to throw this over here so that I can delete these and the ship won't lose power. Well, it'll lose power, but... Ooh. Let's get rid of the batteries. And I do have mirror mode on, so it should be clearing the other side too. Sweet. And we're going to switch around the conveyor system as well. Alright. Now... I don't think I actually want to change the outer. I think I'm going to change the inner wall and expand that a bit more. So what do I need here? I need 5 blocks. And I think I'm going to keep it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try... Will that work? It filled, okay. Now, I have to admit, though, this does not look that bad with the little angles and stuff, but I kind of want to see how this ends up coming out. I'm curious now. I think this will actually look a little better. Let me know what you guys think, though, as always. Oh. Hold on. I need to... Do I have this? I do. I have it 1 block out. Okay. Now, actually, let me try something a little different. Before we do that, I want to try and do a little bit more of a decorative look by doing angle blocks here. And I want to see how that ends up looking. Then we probably have to do it this way. I would think. So I'm trying to see if I like that look better. What it would end up looking like for, say, this over here is... We could do something like that for the main wall. And then it would wrap around and you'd have a shape kind of like this. Oops. And since we're kind of changing the doors around, we'll go ahead and replace that one. So that's kind of the look that we would get if we did it this way, which I kind of like that, actually. It keeps the doors flush, but then it kind of indents the rest of the wall, makes the rooms feel a little bit bigger. It'll also give us spots for out-of-the-way lights and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to stick with that, actually, until it becomes a problem or something like that. And we'll get rid of this. Some of that's going to end up returning, just because we have to fill the wall back in. And then let's just add a row here. And from here, can do like that. And again, I'm still working out how to connect all this on the back part of the ship, so I don't know about that. Oh, okay, we gotta get rid of that lip. Oh, come on. Jerk. Okay. Get rid of that. I'm on the outer side. Okay, so for here, what we're gonna have to do is change this around a little bit. Okay, and the vents and stuff will, I'll end up probably finagling with that a little bit more as well, and we'll end up moving that around. Now, from this point, how do I want to do that? I could... Oh, we could just cap it. There we go. That would work, I think. I think that works. And then we'll try and keep the same style on the inner door. Like that. I think that works. Now, for this part, we actually have more room over here. So what I'm going to do is, let's say, I'm trying to keep it to where we don't have to do any kind of arched walls. Keep it flush. So even if we came all the way over here, let's say here. If we brought it out to that point, then we wouldn't have to worry about this stuff or any of that. So let's... How do I want to do this? I don't know. Simplest way is to just build a standard room dimension. This one, I think, will do this part on this side of the wall. Oh, I couldn't have done that again if I tried. That was perfect. Nice. Okay. So this will kind of end up being the reactor room, or the react room. Maybe. I don't know. We have room to go a little further out, actually. I think, on this way. We could make this the wall from here, and then we could bring this one out to meet this, and that'll just give us a little bit more room to move around and not feel so cramped, I think. Alright, can't fit through a two wide doorway. Good to know. Because what I'm thinking, the reason I ultimately expanded that was because I'm trying to think of this border that I want to keep the border. I think it looks cool, or it adds to the overall ship design. But I also have to think about that limiting the size of the room, too. And then we can bring that back like that. Now for this side, or for this corner part, we can put a block like that. That vent's going to be in the way, so I may end up having to move that. We also need a consistent ceiling height, which we do not have at the moment. So let's say that is our consistent ceiling. We can get rid of all of this up here, because it is not necessary. We will have to move that vent. I'm just not entirely positive where I want to move it to as of right now. There we go. That works. And we'll have some decorative stuff in here also. Now, from this point, I want to put one reactor, and let's look at the batteries. I still think the azimuth ones are the most compact and efficient way to go. So, is that off by one? I think it is. Nope, it's not. Alright, sweet. So, and I think 2 on each side is probably enough. Let me know what you guys think, because that's a total of 4 batteries. So let me know what you guys think on that stuff. And I'm thinking I actually want to do a bit more of a visible style with this. And what I mean by that is there are, what is it, grates or cables or something. Maybe it was the cables. Catwalk? No. Grate? I think I looked for that already. Let's check floor. Maybe I didn't add it this time, but there's a mod that you can do that has a lot of, like, I think I'll end up using cables for this one. Straight curvy. Straight messy. Let's stick with this one for now. So what I'm thinking is this. We need to come off of this. And we could put it here, but this is just, like I said, this is my experiment thing that I'm going to try and work with and see if it will do what I want it to. Where we do something like this. And we'll have like a ceiling set up. Like it won't just be empty the whole way. But what I'd like to do is something along this line. And have like, maybe that is the block that I'm looking for. Angle 2, do they have a curve 8? There we go. Like this. And then of course we can use this to add like the one that has lights and stuff. We could do that as well. Now the only thing is, I don't know how you transition the, is it side flip? Straight up, inline end. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe you do an end. Straight angled, T-shape, inline end up. So let's grab a new hotbar and try a couple of these. Let's see if that ends up doing what I want it to. Side flip I don't see for the 8. across. So, let's see. One would be a good way to do that. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Sweet. I had these on a different hotbar. So maybe something like that in terms of covering up the ceiling type thing, and then we could do, just for now, I don't know if I'll keep it this way or not, but just at the moment, let me go ahead and seal this in and see how that looks. Now granted, we're gonna have to replace at least one of these cables with a light, so we have a light source. And I'm not sure if it would be better just to end instead of curving down and going like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about all that kind of stuff. We do need a vent in here somewhere. So we may... What vents do I have? I know I have the angled ones. Platform pipe conveyor vent. I know I have the angle ones, which is good. Hydroponic vent. I don't know what that one does. Some of these aren't for small ships. We've got the azimuth ones. I don't know what some of these are. Okay, definitely not using that one. That one's too big. There's the conveyor block. So I could do something like this and just have a vent facing down. I don't really like that in particular. Easiest way to do it would be like this. And then there's your vent, which actually does look pretty cool. And then we'll do an inverted one here, like that. There's my light ones. Let's go ahead and... Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? So 1, 2, 3, and then this should be the middle. And then that way the light's built into the cabling. I think that's a really cool idea. And we may end up just having to put a light somewhere anyway. What do we got here? Landing lights. No, that's a little overkill. There's always the standard interior lights. I don't think spotlight would really be appropriate. And we can always use the bar lights, which are cool. I like those. But for now, just for temporary, let's just throw one like there and there. And I think that works. We might end up doing some more decorative stuff in here, or have some... Ooh, maybe we could have an LCD panel set up that's always displaying the power status. That would be kind of a good idea, wouldn't it? Oh, I hadn't even thought about doing that. Sloped. Let's see if I can get this one right. I hadn't even thought about doing something like that. We could put it just straight in the wall over here, if that would work. Ooh, I got it. Not there. Let's put it... we could actually put it right here. Well, we can have a... I like my ships to have a lot of LCD displays, so we could have a lot of different LCD displays, actually. But we could put one like this, and... It says online. I don't know what the proper centering is. Me. And show public. And then we could do something like raising the font a little bit. So that's an interesting idea, and then we could have, just because that's a pretty small screen, I am going to put a decent one like here. And that way it could be displaying the actual power status. I think that would be a good idea. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all that in the comments. We're out of time for this episode, so in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!